In a world where challenges pushed human endurance to its limits, two participants, Ian and Lenny, found themselves in an extraordinary prison simulation. The setting was intense, a blend of strategy, strength, and psychological testing. Their first major obstacle appeared deceptively simple: a massive, unyielding rock. At first glance, it looked immovable, a symbol of the difficulty awaiting them in the days ahead. Ian immediately attempted to manipulate it using weights, hoping to secure leverage, but the rock remained stubborn. Every push, every effort to shift it, seemed to result in nothing but frustration. The sheer size and weight of the stone turned the task into a grueling physical trial, testing both their strength and patience. Time pressed on relentlessly. Even with the rock seemingly immovable, Ian and Lenny refused to give up. Their determination was palpable, and it became clear that success would demand more than brute force. They needed intelligence, strategy, and a deep understanding of the task. 2 days before the end of the challenge, Ian returned to the library, examining old records and books for clues that could give them an advantage. That persistence paid off when he discovered a subtle weakness in the rock's structure. Unlike the straightforward approach of pushing or lifting, this required precision. With a chisel in hand, Ian carefully targeted the weak point, and the process began to change. As Ian and Lenny worked together, the rock slowly began to split. The realization that they were making progress injected energy into their exhausted bodies. Lenny cheered as the stone cracked, their efforts finally yielding tangible results. Every chisel strike, every push, became a symbol of collaboration and resilience. The key, hidden within the rock, represented far more than a prize. It embodied the rewards of intelligence, patience, and teamwork. Yet, the clock was unforgiving. Minutes ticked away as concrete stood between them and the reward. They had to act swiftly and decisively. The tension was amplified by the looming time limit. Every second mattered. 15 minutes remaining, then 10. Each movement, each decision, held weight far beyond the immediate task. Finally, the rock gave way completely. The key was theirs. Excitement coursed through them as they celebrated not only the success but the culmination of days of careful planning, strategy, and perseverance. It was more than just a challenge of physical strength, it was a test of mental fortitude. Beyond the immediate victory, this experience revealed the power of persistence, ingenuity, and teamwork. Ian and Lenny discovered that facing obstacles head-on, with creativity and trust, could turn a seemingly impossible task into a triumph. They had learned the value of working together, of combining their strengths to achieve a goal neither could accomplish alone. By the end of this first major trial, they had conquered the rock, secured the key, and earned a $100,000 reward. The victory marked a pivotal moment in their journey, illustrating that success in life's most daunting challenges often depends not just on physical strength, but on the intelligence, patience, and collaboration of those involved. If you like this style, I can continue with part 2, covering the birthday moment, ragtime adventures, and the psychological tension leading up to the final 24-hour solitary challenge. After their triumph with the rock challenge, Ian and Lenny found themselves navigating the quieter, yet equally intense aspects of the prison simulation. Though the physical obstacles had been formidable, it was now the psychological and emotional trials that would truly test their resilience. The environment, carefully crafted to mimic the strictures of a real prison, challenged their patience, discipline, and problem-solving skills in unexpected ways. Even with over 90 days behind them, neither participant anticipated the mental fortitude required to endure the final stretch of the 100-day sentence. Each day demanded creativity and adaptability, and the smallest choices carried weighty consequences. A particularly special day marked a shift in their emotional experience: Ian's birthday. Despite the confines of the simulation, the participants found small ways to celebrate. Lenny's thoughtful gestures reminded Ian that camaraderie could thrive even in the most restrictive circumstances. It was a moment that highlighted the human need for connection and kindness, even amidst trials. The day reinforced the underlying theme of the entire simulation: a collaboration could be as valuable as competition, and trust was an indispensable component of their journey. The participants also engaged in recreational strategies to cope with the monotony and constraints. From exploring the library to experimenting with improvised activities, Ian and Lenny constantly sought ways to keep their minds engaged. At one point, Ian playfully suggested repurposing furniture and equipment, demonstrating a combination of clever thinking and resourcefulness. Lenny, embracing the spirit of experimentation, joined in enthusiastically. Together, they discovered that innovation often arose from limitations, and the ability to adapt became as critical as their physical prowess had been in year-long challenges. Their interactions revealed another layer of the simulation's design, a delicate balance between cooperation and temptation. Small opportunities to break the rules presented themselves, encouraging risk-taking and testing the boundaries of trust. Ian and Lenny were repeatedly faced with choices that could compromise their relationship for personal gain. Observers of the simulation could see that these moments were psychologically rich, exploring themes of morality, loyalty, and strategic thinking. For the participants, each choice was a lesson in ethics and consequence, highlighting the complexity of human behavior under pressure. As they continued to navigate these trials, Ian and Lenny's partnership evolved. The dynamic between a former convict and a law enforcement officer provided fascinating insights into empathy, understanding, and perspective-taking. The simulation encouraged them to view the world through each other's eyes, fostering a sense of respect and mutual support. Their experiences demonstrated that bonds could form in unexpected places and that adversity often catalyzes deeper human connections. Even minor successes, like completing a task efficiently or devising a clever workaround, reinforced their trust and interdependence. By the end of this period, it was clear that the simulation was shaping more than just their tactical skills, it was cultivating emotional intelligence, adaptability, and resilience. Ian and Lenny had come to rely on one another, not only for guidance and assistance but also for moral support. Their journey illustrated a profound lesson: even in an artificial environment designed to challenge every aspect of human endurance, the strength of relationships and the ability to trust could prove just as powerful as physical capability. The foundation of trust they were building would become critical in the final stages, where decisions could either cement their partnership or threaten everything they had worked for. As the simulation neared its climax, Ian and Lenny faced the most intense challenge yet, 24 hours in solitary confinement. Each cell contained a red button that, if pressed, would allow the participant to leave immediately with the entire $480,000 prize, leaving the other with nothing. Isolation amplified temptation, anxiety, and the weight of moral decisions. Ian, already uneasy in tight spaces, and Lenny, more confident yet cautious, had to navigate this psychological trial alone. Inside their cells, both participants reflected on the journey so far. Ian considered the prize's potential to pay off debts, secure his family's future, and solve long-standing financial burdens. The temptation to press the button was strong. Meanwhile, Lenny contemplated Ian's likely decisions, weighing trust against self-preservation. Both understood that these choices would test not just strategy, but character. The pressure of time heightened every decision. Ian covered the countdown clock to ease his anxiety, while Lenny balanced patience with the temptation to act first. Isolation brought clarity and doubt simultaneously, forcing deep introspection. Every thought revolved around fairness, loyalty, and the potential consequences of betrayal. This scenario distilled every human impulse, greed, caution, empathy, into a single intense experience. Ultimately, neither participant pressed the button. When the curtains were lifted, the $480,000 prize was split evenly. The decision validated their trust and ethical restraint, proving that their bond, cultivated over 99 days, could withstand even the greatest temptation. This moment highlighted the power of integrity, loyalty, and human connection under extreme circumstances. With the final challenge complete, Ian and Lenny emerged to a scene of triumph. Neither had betrayed the other, and the $480,000 prize was split evenly, each receiving $240,000. The relief and joy were immense, marking a victory that extended beyond financial gain. The simulation had tested endurance, strategy, and ethical judgment, but the greatest reward was the bond they had formed and the lessons learned. Families joined the celebration, emphasizing the human element of their journey. Over 100 days, the participants had overcome obstacles that tested both skill and character. The rock challenge had demanded problem-solving and resilience, while recreational activities encouraged creativity and teamwork. The solitary confinement test reinforced ethical decision-making, showing that loyalty could endure even in isolation. Ian and Lenny reflected on the personal growth achieved through the simulation. Despite contrasting backgrounds, they had developed mutual respect and empathy. Cooperation and shared struggles had forged a connection that illustrated the power of trust in high-pressure environments. The simulation had proven that relationships, ethical choices, and resilience often outweigh raw ambition. As celebrations continued, both participants appreciated how challenges had shaped their perspectives. Every success, struggle, and moral dilemma contributed to a deeper understanding of themselves and each other. The simulation's design emphasized that human growth occurs not just through victory, but through the choices made under pressure. Their journey highlighted that integrity, trust, and collaboration could prevail, even when temptation is greatest. With the final moments of the simulation behind them, Ian and Lenny reflected on the profound journey they had shared over the past 100 days. The challenges they faced, from lifting the massive rock to enduring the psychological pressures of solitary confinement, had tested every dimension of their character. Physical endurance, mental acuity, strategic thinking, and moral judgment had all been stretched to the limit. Yet, beyond the surface-level victories and rewards, the most significant outcome was the transformation of their understanding of trust, integrity, and human resilience. The simulation had been more than a contest, it had been an immersive exploration of the human spirit under extreme conditions. Throughout the 100-day experience, Ian and Lenny had learned to navigate not only the tangible obstacles but also the intangible complexities of human interaction. The solitary confinement challenge, in particular, had forced them to confront temptation, fear, and ethical dilemmas head-on. With the $480,000 prize dangling as a potential source of conflict, they each wrestled with the question of self-interest versus loyalty. The decision to resist pressing the red button and betray the other demonstrated remarkable self-restraint and moral clarity. In that moment, the simulation became a profound study in character, revealing that true strength often lies in the choices we make when no one else is watching. The experiences of collaboration and shared problem-solving had forged a deep connection between Ian and Lenny. Despite their vastly different backgrounds, one a law enforcement officer, the other a former convict, they had cultivated mutual respect and understanding. The simulation's design, which alternated between cooperative tasks and morally challenging scenarios, encouraged empathy and perspective-taking. Ian and Lenny's ability to work together, support each other, and honor shared commitments highlighted the transformative power of human connection. Their bond illustrated that trust can grow even in competitive or high-pressure environments, and that ethical collaboration can yield outcomes far more satisfying than mere individual gain. As they reunited with their families and celebrated the monetary reward, Ian and Lenny recognized that the lessons of the simulation extended beyond the artificial constraints of the prison environment. They had experienced firsthand the value of perseverance, strategic thinking, and moral courage. They had learned that resilience is not only a measure of physical strength but also a reflection of emotional intelligence and ethical judgment. The journey had underscored the importance of patience, creativity, and teamwork in overcoming challenges that initially seemed insurmountable. It had also revealed that true victory is often defined not by the size of the prize, but by the integrity and choices demonstrated along the way. In reflecting on the entire experience, both participants appreciated the subtle ways in which the simulation had shaped their perspectives. Moments of frustration, innovation, and ethical decision-making had all contributed to a deeper understanding of themselves and each other. The rock challenge, which at first seemed purely physical, had taught the value of strategy and problem-solving. Recreational and experimental activities within the prison had demonstrated how creativity and adaptability could ease tension and enhance collaboration. The final solitary confinement test had crystallized the essential lesson: human relationships, trust, and ethical behavior remain paramount, even when immense temptation exists. Ultimately, the simulation concluded not only with financial rewards but also with enduring personal growth. Ian and Lenny emerged with strengthened character, a reinforced sense of empathy, and a unique bond forged through shared struggle. The $240,000 they each received was tangible proof of their achievements, yet the intangible lessons, the understanding of resilience, the value of trust, and the importance of ethical choices, leave a lasting imprint on their lives. Their journey serves as a powerful reminder that challenges, no matter how extreme, are opportunities for growth, and that true triumph is measured not merely in success or reward, but in the courage, integrity, and collaboration demonstrated along the way. As the simulation drew to a close, the lessons learned and the experiences shared became a testament to the human spirit, illustrating that even under the most demanding circumstances, trust, resilience, and ethical choices can prevail, shaping individuals in ways far more profound than any material prize ever could.